My name's Dave Dubeau, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
Hey folks, have you ever thought about developing real estate? Well, if you had, tune in today because our special guest knows a thing or two about this. In fact, he's done it across numerous cities, numerous states, and now different countries. So zooming in from right now today, Northern California, Tyson Dirksen. Tyson, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate your time.
So Tyson, tell us a little bit about Evolve, your company, what you guys do, what kind of developments you're involved in. You're mentioning exotic locations like Nicaragua. So kind of tell us a little snapshot about what you guys do, what you build.
Yeah, so at Evolve, we were super diverse, vertically integrated company from real estate brokerage to construction to investment development, design. And we've now gotten a little bit more focused, although I'm not great at focusing. I've got that entrepreneurial mind where I like everything. So I need people around me to keep me focused. But yeah, no. So we focus more on sustainable projects. So healthy, sustainable, smart, and resilient projects. So healthy, meaning like you care about what the air you're breathing. Most people who develop homes don't realize that we spend over 90% of our time indoors, right? So if you're not in an indoor-outdoor living like Nicaragua, which we'll talk about later, you are spending 90% of your time indoors. So you should be thinking about what that air quality is and how toxic a gas oven is or a gas stove, and how much that creates a bad living environment. And these are things that we're realizing now as we make our building enclosures tighter and tighter. Which is good because we want to, make everything tight, well insulated, and then deal with that air properly. Whereas in the old days, people will say, "Oh, are we making our buildings too tight?" Right? But in the old days, we would make them so loose that air would flow in and flow out, so you wouldn't have your building rot, but you also didn't have great comfort. Right? People don't think about comfort.
It wasn't very well insulated.
Yeah, air sealing is even more important than insulation. We think about it, right? I mean, if you go up to the top of a ski mountain, I liked Squaw Valley, now called Palisades. Go up top of KT22 on a cold, windy day. It's not quite snowing, but it's windy and it's cold. Are you going to be better in a Patagonia shell that literally is like a millimeter thick, or are you going to be better in a big wool sweater, right? So that's your insulation. That Patagonia shell is your air barrier or your air sealing. You're going to be a lot better in that Patagonia shell because the wind's not
going to come through it. Exactly.
Right. And whereas a a sweater, you're getting cold. So you always want to think about your air circulation first, your air sealing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, Tyson, are you typically developing single family homes? You're doing multifamily. What's your specialty?
Yeah, so our specialty, we did a lot of R&D, research and development on really high-end single-family homes.
Yeah.
At the same time, we were doing multifamily buys, value-add deals. We were also doing, repurposing projects in San Francisco. So we were doing a bunch of different things, but we were always focused on sustainability. And now we're focusing on two things. We're focused on secondary cities because we think they have great growth potential. They got low vacancy rates, high.
What's an example of a secondary city? What would be an example?
Boise, Raleigh, we're looking at right now. Even it's questionable if you want to actually say it's a secondary city with Denver. It's kind of cost, but cities that have growth from migration within the country. Yeah. And so you got migration growth, you got low vacancies, rent growth, you got great access to outdoors, quality of living. And so we're seeing that while the rest of the country is hard to make the numbers work, those places, because of zoning laws, are a little bit more liberal than, let's say, San Francisco, which is very hard to develop in. But great. I mean, we still develop in San Francisco, but we're really pushing more to the secondary cities. We think that more growth and just our product, we're really focusing on mass timber, mixed use buildings, getting to net zero projects. That's where.
So that's the first thing. What's the second thing you focus on?
Mixed use, mass timber. I mean, it's pretty complex as it is. So mixed use, mass timber, net zero. So you got everything from retail, commercial. Oh, the second thing. Now I see where you're getting me to. Nicaragua. Yeah. So we're looking at some deals in Nicaragua.
Oh yeah.
One very big one. We believe that Nicaragua has an untapped potential.
Oh, it's got a huge potential. It's the political situation that scares the shit out of most people. With Ortega still kicking around.
Yeah, we're cronies. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some risks. There's risk reward in anything. But
I lived for 10 years in Costa Rica, so I'm intimately familiar with Nicaragua.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot more. The world's getting flatter in many different ways. Politics to just all of us being able to live wherever we want. So that changes politics a lot. I was caught at the border leaving Nicaragua with a drone that they didn't catch me on the way in. I didn't know they were illegal. And they caught me there, for several hours. So yeah, those are problems or those are issues, but it is still so untouched that the upside of that country is ridiculous compared to, you have Costa Rica, which is beautiful, but Nicaragua just hasn't even been touched. I mean, I can buy 5,500 acres for like an acre of land in California,
exactly.
And
so what do you got in the books for Nicaragua? What kind of development are you guys looking at?
Literally, I'm looking at a property that's 5,600 acres, 9.5 kilometers of Pacific Coast ocean front, two of the most iconic waves in Nicaragua and or the world.
Yeah.
You have 300 to 330 days, depending on who you talk to, offshore winds. So the surf is amazing. Where the project's right near a nature reserve. So it's, ecotourism galore. It's a great property. And you can get there from California, United States, in, depending where you are, 3 to 8 hours, depending, again, where you are, northern part of the States or not. And you're on the beach, you're spending 1/10 of the money in the United States. If you went to Florida or San Diego, maybe even less than that. And you're a lot less touched and even better food, better quality of life. So you got the expat factor, you've got the remote worker factor, you'll have the investor, rental factor, and the resort factor. So we feel that's a big win. So we're really big on secondary cities, and right now we're just focused on Nicaragua, but we do believe overall that there'll be a move towards, as the world gets flatter, to all these different
there already is.
around the world.
There already is. There has been. Yeah, for sure.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
Very, very cool. So, what's an exciting project you're currently working on, like building out right now? And is it all build to sell, or do you build to hold some of the stuff as long-term rentals as well?
Yeah. So build to sell or build to hold depends on the LP a lot, just because different goals. We love to build a hold because we think our product is better than anybody else's. Not anybody else's, but majority of people. So the longer we hold it, the more value we'll get out of it. Mm-hmm. People won't leave, higher, it's just, it's great in so many different ways. So we are building out a project, or we're in design development on a project in Boise right now. About to go to construction drawings, and it's going to be a mixed use project, mass timber. Only
So, excuse the ignorance. When you say mass timber, what does that mean exactly?
mass timber means wood for instead of steel or concrete. So how you get there, there's many different ways, from glulam, LVLs, PSLs. There's so many different ways you can get there, but it's using wood in mass form. So large pieces, right? Yeah. So you get to the same structural strength that you get to with concrete and or steel. It's lighter than concrete or steel, so you need less of a foundation. It is inherently fire resistant because it only chars the outside of it. And it's also regenerative, so meaning that it sucks up carbon as it grows, right? Where you get steel or concrete out of the ground, you're actually creating more carbon, right? Yeah, whereas if you're sustainably harvesting this wood, you're sucking that carbon into the wood, and as long as that project lives, that carbon stays in that project, right? So yeah, theoretically, we're going to rip down most buildings in 100 years. I don't know, something of that nature. Maybe for some 20, if they're poor teams, like some longer. So it's good to have a material that you are sucking, or it's regenerative carbon. So that's why we love mass timber, and it's biophilic. So when you're in it, you feel like you're within nature. So I don't want to sound super hippie here, but it makes you feel like you're
from nature, California. So we'll forgive you.
Yeah, but you feel like you're in nature. So you're actually scientifically more productive. You're happier. You have fewer health problems, fewer sick days. So it's great for offices, residences, even retail. You spend more money. So if you have exposed mass timber, again, it's just like looking at beautiful, not just hardwood flooring, but also around you. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, thanks for explaining that. Well, that is fascinating stuff. Well, I love what you're up to. You're definitely an entrepreneur, and I can relate to the shiny object syndrome and got to keep it focused. I could definitely relate to that. But exciting stuff at home and abroad, and I hope that things work out really well with the Nicaragua project as well. So, as we wrap up here, Tyson, if people want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, I mean, TysonDirksen.com, simple as that. The contact information's there. We're always looking to learn, grow, expand, help. So yeah, reach out to me there.
Awesome. Tyson, thanks for being on the show.
All right. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care and see you on the next one.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.